Hey everybody, Texas Trucker here, Lance at Performance Shop along Mopars.com. Sunday afternoon, trying to get the shop cleaned up. Just took a look at this guy, which we plan to use here shortly. But I gotta throw this stuff down real quick. It's kind of getting cold in my hand. But, this video is going to be particularly interesting for two reasons. Number one, there's a very real chance some of you may not know that these items exist, especially both of them. And number two, I've got a challenge for you. If you have these, I want to know how you like them, how you're using them. But for everyone else, even if you maybe knew of one but not the other type of thing, next time you're in Harbor Freight, all right, and it's going to be crazy, it's going to slap you, because these are sitting there. They should be sitting there, right on the Ratchet aisle, okay? You're going to have every store I've been in. You got your Pittsburgh stuff over here close to the end cap. Then you sort of got this little narrow zone where these items are, and then over here you have your icon ratchets, right? That's sort of your drive tool. You'll have the breaker bars, all that stuff. Now, this is a challenge. This is a real challenge, and if you're able to pull this off, I'm not going to give you anything, but you will have the satisfaction of knowing that you're in rare and elite company. To see both of these items in stock at the same time, at the same store, you almost have like a better chance of getting a hole-in-one in golf, right? It's almost like, is lightning gonna strike? If you see these together at the same store, I would advise you go buy yourself a lottery ticket, because it's just something that doesn't happen, okay? I'm not someone that's like gonna rush out and like order these online and pay freight and not use a coupon. I'm gonna wait, but it's a deal where, good Lord, they're insanely difficult to track down. And what am I talking about? Well, we're going to get started with item number one. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to want to know 67993. If you can describe this, you're probably not going to be able to describe it very well. Instead of like having a Dragon associate over, hope they remember the number. Just tell them 67993. Have it pulled up on your phone. You can search for it on Harbor Freight that way. These are just stupid difficult to locate. Either one of them, again, let alone both. And did I get lucky and land both at the same time? Absolutely not. So what am I talking about? What is so wonderful that you need to pick up that you might not even know exists because they're just never in stock? Well, 67993 is right here. And what this is, it is a 1/4 by 3/8 drive 72 tooth ratchet. The thing is, it's essentially like a wrench, right? You got that profile. This is your selector switch. You got a quick release here and here. Where you see blue, that's going to be 1/4 drive. Where you see red, it's going to be 3/8 drive. And when I flip this over, you're like, oh hey, yeah, dang, that's like a really tiny tight space deal. Like, imagine, you're probably thinking like, hey, if I put that with like my little Astros or something, think of the spaces I could get into. And that's exactly what it is. It's kind of one of those things, and it's just impossible to find these things. So I think I sourced this one, finally found it maybe like, geez, I think it was before Christmas. And then the other one, I just picked it up on St. Patrick's Day. So and prior to that, I was looking and looking. I mean, I've probably been trying to get these since like Labor Day, to kind of put it in perspective for you. If you look online, you'll see sometimes they're available online and not in stores. Sometimes they're not available online and in store only. And then if you look at stores in your area, there's probably like a couple in, you know, the store that's like 4.5 hours away, at least where I live, type of a deal. So they are incredibly difficult to find, and I'm hoping they will be incredibly useful. I've wanted to open this multiple times, but I held off. This guy right here, the price point's great. Pittsburgh Pro, $14.99. Again, you're going to have a lifetime warranty on it. I will tell you this, assuming you don't order these in online, do this, okay? And then switch it. Okay, and I've noticed the 1/4 seems to have better consistency. The 3/8, I spent a lot of time. They finally got these in. This is still kind of jumpy, okay? And I picked the best one. I'm telling you this for a reason. There are some that are like locked up in the store. And then there's others that you kind of spin them and you're like, oh, this isn't too bad. And then you'll hit the selector switch and you come back and it'll kind of jump in. This one, it has like a place or two. I feel like she's jumping a bit, but it was the best that they had, okay? The quarter is totally fine. I haven't experienced any jumps at all with it. In theory, they should be the same mechanisms, you know, just different heads in them. But 72 tooth per, again, $14.99 there. Now, some of you might have seen this, some of you might not. Some of you are thinking like, oh, you know, he's got a point. That would be kind of handy, especially with like low profile stuff, maybe Koken Zeal, maybe again like your Astro Nano stuff. Just a quick rudimentary measurement would say this is 7 inches. Quarter and 3/8, are there times like when you have to bear down on something that you would be over here on the anvil of this? Absolutely. Would that be comfortable? Probably not. But some of y'all are like, oh man, 7 inches. You know, if this was like 12 inches or 14, that'd be really sweet. And then others of you are thinking like, yeah, a little length would be good, but I'd like this if it flexed. Well, guess what? Remember, 67993. Guess what 67994 is? Any guesses? It's double the price. It's $29.99. And she's right here. We'll just do a dramatic lowering effect. Trust me, it's coming. It's a long way down. Oh, there you go. You know that it's red for 3/8, right? You remember that one. You're like, wait, hey, is that a flex head? Where's the other end? Is it 1/2 inch? I bet this is well, that's pretty long. Must be 1/2 inch, right? Nope, it's quarter. It's blue and quarter. This, again, part number is very critical. I want you to be equipped when you attempt to find these. 67994. Again, chrome vanadium, triple chrome finish. They claim they're mirror polished, yada yada. You get the idea. 72 tooth, though. That's what you need to know. These I was not as happy with. Again, I got this Friday in store. These I think would be the more difficult item to find out of the two. I think in part just if people know about these, they know about them, they get them, they tell their buddies to get them. One of those deals. This quarter doesn't seem quite as smooth as that one, but it has no jumps or skips. Then over here on the 3/8 land, it's like you hit like, you go maybe, what would it be? I don't know, like 80-85% of the circle, the rotation, and that's then whenever I start to get the skip. It's nothing, I mean, it's still functional and she's staying in place, but it's one of those deals where I'd be leery of it. Like if you walk in the store and one of these is available and they have like 4 or 5, 8, maybe if you get lucky, check every single one of them. If the front one feels good, check the one behind it, so on and so forth. Do yourself a favor there, but you can kind of see, I mean, like I can't exaggerate this. Now we've locked up. It's just, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe if we take that apart? I'm sure we can. Not quite seeing how we would do it though. Maybe we just have to break her and take her back. This is one of those things, if we do break it, especially this one, I'm not sure that the store's ever going to have these in stock to give me. I guess I would be on a priority wait list or something, you know, for people waiting for warranted ones. But this one, I think you're more likely to break this than that. Why? This is way longer, so you're going to get way more leverage. How will they hold up? I don't know, but man, this is just one of those things, like, it's a great item in theory and in concept, and it should be extremely useful. I'm not going to use it all the time. I mean, if I can fit a ratchet, I'm not going to use this. But for those times that I can't, instead of having to like slip the open end of a wrench in, you know, this could be a huge, huge deal. So again, 7 inches pretty much on the money there. This one about 14.5, so a little over double the length. I'll spin this collar down for you. And we'll try to line that up. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. We come to about this point in the configuration, so I'll just spin it over, keeping my finger stationary. And again, there's, I guess, about that 1/2 inch extra over there. So did you know about these? Did you know of one of them? Did you know of both of them? Do you have both of them? If you have one, both, whatever it may be, how have they held up for you? How long have you had them? Have you broken them at all? Particularly this guy is kind of the one I'm worried about. Do you have any issues with the head? You know, like I said, it's not almost like Matco-ish, right? You know, it's just, you can tell eventually over time, if we don't do something, you know, like it's probably going to lock up and shear, but I'm willing to get it to go. And again, the big thing, the quarter is fine. So I kind of want to know, if you have these, how have they held up? You know, how have they treated you? Any issues, any concerns? Same experience with the 3/8 drive. I don't know why the quarter is so much more smooth than the 3/8, but it is what it is. I'm not a huge fan of the selector switch, but I mean, you kind of have to work with the limited space you have, so it is functional. I don't think you're going to accidentally switch it. It's not difficult to change, but it is positive retention. Why is that important? If we're down in an obscure place, it's hard to get access to. We've got the backside maybe rubbing up against the radiator fins or a condenser or something. It's unlikely that we're going to hit that and change direction inadvertently. So there's more to like than there is to not like, but like I said, if you haven't seen these, you're probably intrigued. And if you run out next time you're at Harbor Freight, some of you might go today, some of you might go this weekend, some of you just, hey, 2 weeks later or something breaks, or you're like, crud, you know, need to grab X, Y, or Z from the store, run down the Ratchet aisle and see if you can find one or both of these. And if you do, snap a picture, and like I said, buy a lottery ticket, because that is putting yourself in rare company. So what I'm going to do, I thought I grabbed my side cutters. I didn't. They're on the other toolbox. I'll go grab those. I'll cut this stuff off camera. It's kind of cumbersome. Typically, if you just come in right there, you can snip that little diamond thing. Sometimes you can get it off. I've done this in the past, and then we like send crud flying, so I might just go ahead and play it smart so I don't have to chase that down. But I'll show you what we cut after I've got it off, and then we'll sort of pair it with this so we can simulate some things. Man, I cut the little one and it didn't come off. I had to pry it, and so with this one, I just went ahead and pried it off too. But there's our friends of the hour there. Here's what they look like. I know with the tag is relieved. Obviously, the 3/8 side way floppier, probably because people have been playing around with it, or just from transit type of a thing. But sort of give you an idea of some of the stuff you can do. We can come in. This is a Koken nut grip, right? So you got a weird fastener, maybe in a hard to reach place under the dash, for example. Maybe you're putting a dash pad in and a B body. This is a big deal. The nut grips, again, this is one of the reasons I bought them, was for this very reason. You got those little speed nuts, nothing high torque, nothing high leverage, it's just getting there. 14 inches with a flex. It's a pretty cool little setup. So again, and look how slim of a profile. This is not a Zeal, it's not a stubby socket, it's just standard 1/4 inch shallow. And that's a very, very compact setup. To kind of put it into perspective for you, it's a just standard 3/8 drive, 9/16 deep. Look at that. Super, super slim profile. You're not going to very often find yourself a Ratchet that has a head that slim. Even a slim profile Ratchet specifically bought for stuff like this, you're going to have a really hard time matching that. So what are we dealing with exactly on this one? Well, just rough measurements here, which I really ought to grab the calipers. I'd say we'd be looking at, let's see, like just a tick over 5/8, like maybe 0.650, somewhere in that range if I had to guess, which is insane. Now, if I flip this up, which some of you may have to store it this way depending on what drawer it goes in, you'll note the 3/8 looks a little thicker. That's because she is, if we eyeball this one, it's going to be a bit less forgiving, but still pretty dadgum slim, especially for 3/8. 7/16 or so. So again, compare that though to the head of a Ratchet, and you can kind of see how you might come out of this deal winning. For this one, we'll come in and we'll just go right now, you know, kind of like straight up simple stuff. 9/16, so we got our 3/8 hardware somewhere. We've got this deep that we need to say maybe clear something, but then it doesn't leave room back here for our Ratchet of choice. We've got this, we've got plenty of leverage, and assuming the gears don't grenade, we should have the fastener removed, right? So, where this could get really interesting is when you start doing stuff like this. We got a little SK flex, and we come in, we line this up, and now you've got, you know, double flex for you. It's almost like you've added a universal joint before you got to your flex, but you have that in this, sort of like a roto head. with way, way less space taken up, right? So right there is the head on. Again, maybe you've got a really weird angle, and boom, you're going to town. So it's just super, super unique stuff here. Very, very happy with it. Aside from this, because we should not be ratcheting in both directions. So we switched and she's fixed. So if you notice that I was ratcheting both ways, that's not good. So let's see if this side's totally shot. Well, it didn't make it through the demo. I told you I had some concern. So right here, when we go from L to R, right? So right here, we would be doing work, ratchet, work, ratchet. Now we're going to come in and think you do the opposite, right? So we ratchet and we ratchet. Wow. Oh man. So this needs to be replaced, unfortunately. I told you I was very concerned about these, and you can see why now. And if you couldn't pick up on it in the initial run through there, I hope you can now. But right here, it's just fried, man. Like, again, if I pay attention to the ball detent, right? It's this thing here. If I turn it this way, and we're ratcheting, I should not come this way and ratchet. Okay, I'm not doing anything. I'll put my hand way over here. Okay, so my thumb's here. I'm not like, I don't want this to be bad. I want this to be good. I bought it. I waited a long time for this. So, and this side, we're gone. Now, the good news is it's still halfway functional. So, ratchet and work, right? Oh, that sucks. That really does suck. Now, there's still beauty in this tool, but like I said, you'll want to make sure that you get yourself a good one. And we apparently did not. So we're going to come in right here. Did I grab any other quarter? I've just got a fixed 1/2 inch here. So, again, stupid low profile here. And the quarter, I guess we should socket test her. She's fine. Okay. Like I said, with both of these, I didn't have any issues with the quarter. If I come in over here to 3/8, can we kill it off in the video too? I sure hope not, but we'll put our deep on there. And, as you can see, we're fully engaged to this direction. So work, ratchet, very begrudgingly. And I think it's just a matter of time before this one goes too, unfortunately. So we'll run over. Is this why they were out of stock? Were there some like quality control issues? Were they aware of them? Did these slip through? Were these bad that should have gone back? Will this one sound kind of rough and skip a ton but last me a long time because this isn't a primary ratchet? I don't know. That all remains to be seen. The benefit, I hope you can see the benefit that this could be, particularly the quarter's functional. Like, I mean, this side's halfway functional. This is the problem right here. And like I said, this side works, so it's when we come here. Yeah, that's a problem. So that really does suck because I waited a long time to get these, to find it. And then I literally went through, I think there were maybe 5 of these. This was the best of the 3/8. So would the other 3/8 have died sooner than this? Maybe so, but dang, that's unfortunate. So I don't know that I'm sitting over here and I'm like, well, you know, if I pop that red ring off, can I get to like a snap ring and take this apart and maybe save it? I don't know if I want to do that because I guess this does have the warranty on it, but it's a question like, that was Friday, this is Sunday, these are liable to be gone by now. Oh man. Well, don't really know what to tell you folks. It's rare that something dies on the bench. You know, I might have the deal where it's like, I'm not really, and people probably think you're like nitpicking, like, well, that's perfectly fine. You know, it's not, he's used to this German and Japanese crud, you know, he just needs to deal with it. Taiwan makes some good ratchets too, okay? I've got a lot of like cheap ratchets, if you will, that have been great to me. And best I know, this is from Taiwan. It's Pittsburgh Pro. Something is going on with the 3/8. And like I said, would I consider myself a Harbor Freight super fan? Not necessarily. Do I hate the place? Not at all. I'm somewhere in the middle. I think that they've got some really good stuff at insanely great prices. And I also think they have some stuff that's really bad, and I think they have some stuff that's pretty dadgum good, right? Again, especially factoring your price comparisons there. This is a unique tool that it should be super, super useful. And unique could save you, get you out of a bind. Bell housing bolts, especially with this long one, you can get the flex, you can get the leverage you need for it. This is just, I had a bad feeling about it, and you know that I don't make this stuff up. Like when I tell you, like, oh, she skips a lot, and you're like, oh, it doesn't sound that bad. Well, it's gone, and we didn't even use it. Like, it didn't die in use. It died with me bench testing it. So I don't know. I guess if I get to run by the store, I'll take this with me. Hopefully be able to swap it out. I don't really know what the procedure there will be, but I guess I should refrain from taking it apart and trying to see what's wrong. But I'm kind of thinking, if I were to pop that ring off, because there's nothing here that I can see anyway, to disassemble it, so it's got to be underneath that collar. Probably just like a snapper. Heck, that might be the retaining ring. I don't know. It's probably easier for me to warranty it if I don't take it apart, so I won't. But the temptation is there, I'll tell you that. I can even like hold this down with force, and it skips that way. It does kind of stay there now, but then I take my thumb off the switch and it just freewheels again. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But I still stand by. It's a great item to have, regardless. This could be Stavilla, it could be Hazet, it could be Koken, it could be, Walmart. Well, if somebody had this, I'd be like, man, that's actually a pretty good idea. Obviously, we need it to function. And I realize it's halfway there. It's functioning one direction and not the other. That's not going to work, right? I'm not into modern music. I'm not a one direction guy. I need to go both ways. So it is what it is. Let me know, again, if you've had your experiences with these. This kind of does kill, like, oh, you need to go see if you can grab these because they're great. They'd be super useful. I stand by the super useful. I also stand by what I said before this thing bombed on us, which was take your time and go through every single one of them and try to find. The quarter seems totally fine. Like, if it breaks, it's something we do. These 3/8 both seem jittery, like kind of like, I'm not sure this should be on the shelf type of a deal. Evidenced by this, right? I'm not a DJ. It's a bad ratchet mechanism. So it is what it is. What can you do? I don't know. That's really, really sad because I was planning to use this too today, 3/8. But what can I say? This will be going back with me, and we'll hopefully be able to swap her out. But let me know if you've had this happen, or if you've noticed, like, maybe you have one from 2 years ago that's great, and then your buddy finally got one and his has been junk, or you loved yours so much at work that you bought one for home, and every time you buy it you have this issue. Let me know, because I'm curious. I need to get this resolved, and hopefully it's something that they're aware of and they can correct. We shall see. But I might try to make a point to use that some and see if I can kill it off too, because I'm thinking it's not going to take long. It's just, when you have something like that, it's, you've been around the block long enough and you kind of have a good feel for when stuff's going to go, and she sure did. It actually went sooner than I thought it would, which is saying something. But yeah. Main thing, I hope you can see how this could be a really cool tool to have if it was functional, and just kind of all the different pairings you can do, whether it's like a double U joint, which we didn't get to, the flex joints, swivel sockets, super, super stubby stuff, just awkward reach places. Really, really nice additions. It is what it is, man. This one was floppy as well. I was going to have to tighten that down, but I guess now it's going to go back, and we'll see if they have any. So, yeah, I'll keep you posted on that, maybe in a future tool haul. This will make a reappearance, and we'll see how it compares. So, yeah. For now, this is sort of a buzzkill, man, I got to tell you, because like I said, you gotta know how functional and helpful this could be in certain situations. But like I said, you gotta have it functional. It's like the Matco ratchet, you know. It's great, but I bought a locking flex head, and if I can't lock and unlock it, it's not very good, is it? It defeats the purpose of paying all that extra money for a locking flex head. So it's kind of the same thing. Quarter's fine, but I paid for 3/8 too, and I kind of want it to be functional. So I'm not asking for the world, just for a functioning product. And didn't quite get it here, so... like I said, your thoughts and opinions, leave them down below, good or bad or terrible, whatever they may be. Great. You know, who knows? You might have 6 of these and they're all mint and you love them and you give them as gifts and people worship you. I don't know. For me, great, best of intentions, and just couldn't come to fruition. Didn't make it out of the video. So, you know, hey, it's what it is, right? LoneStarMopars.com is a website. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all 3 at Lone Star Mopars. Again, if you did not know, new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, 9 a.m. Texas time. If you enjoyed the video, I encourage you to leave a like. If you like multiple videos, I encourage you to subscribe. If you ring the bell and jump your charger across the creek, YouTube just might notify you when new videos go live. Until then, I got some more videos to knock out and something to return to the store, so... right? Maybe I'll get lucky and there'll be like a good sale on something else, who knows. But with that said, thanks for watching. I'll catch you back here for more action from the show.